Being one of the first ever games announced for the next generation of consoles, high expectations were set on Godfall. Now that the game is out, does it live up to the hype? Here's an impression of the game 20 hours in, covering the graphics, story, and gameplay of the brand new IP. Right off the bat, it truly is a wonder how something as beautiful as Godfall's visuals could also be so soulless and bland. The art style is beautiful, but awfully generic and devoid of character. The world design is vibrant, vast, and filled with original vegetation and life. Enemy designs are variative and plentiful, and the world's architecture is stunning. All that said, the final product feels like a bunch of gorgeously rendered assets were slapped together with the sole intention of getting the job done. To be honest, the lack of enthusiasm we have for Godfall stems from what it clearly lacks: story delivery and beloved characters. A lot of this devoid comes from the lack of connection the player forms with the cast. Even 20 hours in, there isn't much about Orin, Seventh Sanctum, and whoever this is to like. The game opens up with beautiful cinematics and gorgeous visuals, but the delivery falls short due to the low-effort cutscenes and lack of facial animations within the acting. I mean, yes, Lightbulb Man, I can tell we're very determined to take down the big boss. It is unclear on who exactly Orin is as a character. All you know is that he faces betrayal at the hands of his brother and is out to reclaim what is his by hunting down his brother's generals. Orin's gender changes depending on the armor you don, going as far as changing the tone of their voice.
You sound different.
The lack of grounding of Orin as a character makes it difficult to like them for more than their face value. You simply don't have much to relate or sympathize with the character, dampening your relationship with him or her, them, you get what I mean. Godfall does not require you to invest yourself in the story. Quests are clearly marked and don't take place in a single seamless large open world. Instead, the world of Godfall is segregated into moderate chunks of areas called realms. In each realm, you can explore and loot a variety of different enemies and environments. You access these realms via the hub world under the guise of your base, the Seventh Sanctum. At first glance, Godfall's combat looks all too familiar. When you play the tutorial, it feels like a mindless hack and slash with no depth. Once you pass the tutorial, however, you can ramp up the difficulty, making enemies stronger and more aggressive. This not only forces you to focus on optimizing your builds, but also engage enemies with a more tactical approach. There are a number of weapon classes for you to get used to. There are dual blades, pole arms, long swords, great swords, and hammers. Each is unique in terms of attack speed and damage, and each has unique sets of attacks and special moves. In addition to having different mechanics, these weapons also have different passives. Some inflict ailments like bleed and poison, while others have stat buffs like stagger bonus and meter charge. This, when complemented by effects with other gear such as accessories and banners, make build composition a really fun aspect in Godfall. There is a rarity system ranging from common to legendary, with legendary weapons usually having a variative plethora of buffs. In addition to your weapons, Orin also has a shield. Timing your shield command can result in a parry, staggering the enemy and opening them up to free attacks. Additionally, it can also be used as a projectile, giving Orin space to breathe when enemies are getting too close to him. It's a nice addition that adds a layer of depth to the combat. Godfall is a game all about grinding. In addition to being able to replay missions that scale according to your level, you can also access the Tower of Trials. The tower is an endless survival run, where players can battle enemies and acquire heaps of loot for gear and upgrades. The game provides plenty of opportunity for players to engage in its fun, thrilling combat. Our reviewers may be 20 hours into the game, but we're not even halfway done with the story, mostly because we're horsing around in the tower. The game can also be played with 3 friends in 3-player co-op. Why do we emphasize friends? Because even though it's 2020, matchmaking isn't available in Godfall. If you love a good story with a lovable cast of characters and great storytelling to match, then Godfall isn't for you. It simply doesn't have that same cinematic feel as other games such as The Last of Us, God of War, and Ghost of Tsushima. However, if you're into games that have a loot-centric focus and love grinding for gear, Godfall is definitely a must-buy. You could spend hours min-maxing your favorite gear and customizing loadouts for each of Orin's Valor plates. Anyways, that's all we have for you today. Do hit the subscribe button below for more gaming content. While you're at it, let us know what you think about Godfall. Did you love it? Hate it? Regret spending $70 on it? Whatever the case, we'll see you in the next one.